Forgotten Realms, Edition 3.5, Lanan Rookery. Deep in the subtropical Gulfmere forest is a chain of extinct volcanoes. Under the water-filled caldera of this particular volcano lies a series of caves created by the movement of magma and superheated steam and water throughout the millennia. The Lanans have adopted the site for one of their rookeries, where they go to mate and give birth to their young during the autumn of every year. It is one of perhaps 24 similar sites located throughout Faerun. The Kurlanians use this opening in the side of the volcano as their chief means of ingress and egress. The outer surface of the tunnel is little more than a narrow cleft in the mountainside, created eons ago by pressurized magma and steam escaping to the surface from the depths of the earth. The tunnel's mouth is approximately 14 feet across and 8 feet high, and the tunnel narrows rapidly to a width of only 10 feet, just wide enough for a Kurlanan to glide through its length safely. At the point where the tunnel narrows to its smallest width, an illusory wall hides the continuation of the passage. The exterior tunnel mouth is too small and situated in too sheltered a spot to be seen from a distance greater than a few dozen yards away. And even then, a character looking for the opening must make a successful search check, DC 18. 2 Kurlanan guards are stationed just behind the lip of the tunnel mouth, watching the mountainside and the skies for signs of intruders. A successful spot check, DC 16, enables a character to notice the guards. The escape route and lookout station tunnel is used primarily as an emergency escape route in case the rookery comes under attack by a foe that the gathered Kurlanians cannot defeat. It is also a lookout station, and two Kurlanian guards are stationed here at all times while the rookery is in use. The tunnel shaft rises from the chamber of the voice almost straight up to the height of over 200 feet. The tunnel is 20 to 30 feet wide for its entire length. The tunnel mouth is located a short distance from the shore of the caldera lake. At the surface, it resembles a natural lava vent or sinkhole hidden by thick growing brush. It can be detected with a successful spot check, DC 15, from a distance of 100 feet or less. If the guards spot intruders, one continues to observe them while the other flies to alert the complex that danger is near. Combat atop the tunnel does not draw attention from the Kurlanians below. A plume of steam warmed by the active lava far below, rises from this narrow crack in the mountainside, too small for the Kalanians to navigate in flight. A medium-sized or small character could nevertheless climb down or up the vent. Climb check DC 15. However, a character descending the vent is faced with a serious problem when he reaches the bottom. The shaft ends in the ceiling of the vast natural cavern, directly above a mass of active bubbling magma. The superheated magma sheds a dull red glow in a radius of 150 feet, illuminating part of the cavern in the lowest 50 feet of the tunnel. Characters descending the steep vent by hand or rope must either climb down the cavern wall, climb check DC 25, or invent a means to swing themselves down to the cavern floor. Characters who fall into the lava suffer 20d6 points of damage per round of exposure. Half damage from the magma continues for 1d3 rounds after exposure ceases. 6 Kurlanian guards occupy a guard post cavern, ever alert and watchful for intruders. 2 guards position themselves just behind the rocky outcropping of the tunnel mouth. Where it meets the mountainside, so that they can scan both the mountain and sky for intruders. If the guards spot intruders approaching on foot up the mountainside, one of them flies down at the approach tunnel to alert the other 4 guards stationed in this cave. In turn, one of these guards flies through the remainder of the complex, calling out a warning to the other Kurlanans. If the intruders spot the approaching tunnel, one guard flies out to attack and distract them while the other conducts his warning flight. In that instance, the 4 guards in the cavern below fly up to defend the entrance. Reinforcements arrive at the approach tunnel in 1d3 rounds. An atrocious smell, easily identifiable as the strong odor of blood and meat, is detectable 100 feet away from the mouth of this cave. Within its rocky confines is a supply of freshly killed game. All manner of jungle animals, from wild pigs to great apes, are strewn about the cavern floor in various states of dismemberment. The Kurlanans, whose diet consists of fresh, uncooked meat, require prodigious amounts of food during the mating and birthing times, so this larder is kept well stocked. Intruders that the Kurlanans capture and wish to keep alive for any length of time for questioning or torture end up at the bottom of this dank cave. Water runs down the cave walls in slow, mineral-laden rivulets, gradually filling the cave. Currently, the water level has reached a depth of 2 feet, but centuries will pass before the cave is completely full at this raid. The water renders the cavern walls very difficult to climb. Climb check DC 30, and the water is quite cold and uncomfortable to stand or sit in as well. The skeleton remains of a dozen or so humanoid elves, dwarves, orcs, and humans litter the narrow floor under the water, indicating that the Kurlanians left some prisoners here to rot when the creatures abandoned the Rookery at the end of the birthing time. When the Rookery is in use, a mating chamber cavern is used by the dozen of Kurlanians who come here to mate. A small number, 2d4, of the creatures are always here. A female Kurlanian continues to take her turn at guard duty and in hunting for food during her pregnancy until approximately 2 or 3 weeks before giving birth. Then the pregnant female retires to a birthing chamber, which is made warm and comfortable by the addition of soft grasses and palm fronds from the jungle below, and rocks heated near the boiling magma in the Chamber of Voices. During the birthing time, 2d6 female Kurlanians are here, as well as 1d4 male and female Kurlanan attendants. When the Varlak come to the Rookery, they remain in the huge caverns called the Chamber of the Eyes, to share among themselves the information and news they have gathered in the time they have spent out in the world. The Cavern visit them here, listening and asking many questions about the Varlak's understanding of what they have witnessed. During the birthing time, 2d4 Varlak Kurlanans are always in this chamber, and usually 1d4 Kivar as well. When the young are born, the Varlak are the fledglings' first caregivers. The Kurlanan's mother brings her newborn to this chamber soon after giving birth and entrusts it to the care of the Eyes. The young remain here for a period of approximately a month, during which time they are given the very best care. The mothers are permitted to rejoin the children at the end of this period, and the young are then reared jointly by their mothers and the Varlak. The Keever visit the children periodically during this time as well, indoctrinating them in the fanaticism of their elders. By the time the young are ready to join a wing, they have received sufficient information about the world to allow them a decent chance of survival if they are ever separated from their wing. Male and female members of Kurlanan wings, when they are not engaged in mating, guarding, or hunting, occupy the Chamber of Wings. While not very deep, the chamber is quite broad, nearly 300 feet across at its widest point, giving the contentious Kurlanians ample wing room, generally 1d10 plus 10. Kurlanans are here at any given time. The rest are in the guard areas, in the mating or the rebirthing chambers, or out hunting for food. The Kurlanans use this space for resting, eating, talking, and fighting for leadership of the wings. In this broad, deep cavern called Chamber of Voices, the Cavern gather to discuss their views on the future of their race. They share information about recent raids and attacks on the god slaves, debate for success of various tactics, and plan for later endeavors. The relative merit and flaws of various organizations and society is also a popular topic, as is the latest information obtained by the Valak. In caverns just such as these all across Faerun, the future of the Kurlanian race is determined. During the birthing time, 2d4 Kavar are present here at any given time.